Brighton and Hove Albion, the club which is currently on everyone's lips and is on a major rise, not just because Messi commented on their Insta page, but also because it's becoming a prime example of how a football club should be run. Be it their transfer policies, scouting network, developing players, Brighton FC are setting new standards that even elite clubs aspire to follow. Back then, there was a time when Brighton rose through the English Football League divisions after playing as recently as 2001. They once aimed to be like Leicester City or Southampton, but right now the tables have turned. Brighton have overtaken Leicester and Southampton and many other clubs to become the model club at the moment. The players, the fans and the club management had a common goal to see the team keep achieving success at highest level, so they worked their asses off to improve every aspect of the club, from training facilities to squad itself. And most of the credit goes to their board and club's owner/chairman Tony Bloom and his team, who put a clear vision and strategy for the club, which is focused on sustainability and long-term success. In recent years, the definition of successful and sustainable club has changed a lot due to the injection of money from rich owners. I mean, the recent example is Newcastle United. Even though they have been smart in spending that oil money, but still, that big takeover has been the obvious factor of their recent success. But among all such trends, Brighton still stands tall in football market, and the major reason for it is their transfer policies and signing strategies. Brighton has implemented a player signing strategy that prioritizes young talent and potential with an eye on future resale value. The club also has a strong scouting network in Europe and South America and often looks to sign players before they reach their prime. Then they develop and improve them in their academy or loan them out quickly at good level. This helps the club to develop good quality of players and then they are sold at a higher market value. But this comes at a cost because they have to lose their key players every time they burst into the league. And when a player from smaller club bursts into the league, all the top clubs has eye on him and they have that kind of power with that kind of money and decorated contracts that they can easily snatch from the smaller clubs. Well, this is indeed a major problem, but Brighton has an answer to this as well. Brighton's player recruitment has made use of data-driven model on leagues and players that Tony Bloom's sports betting company Starlizard uses. This model gives them edge over the other clubs in transfer market and allows them to absorb the blow after losing their important players without having a negative effect on their overall progress. I mean, this data model even would have helped them to find the replacement of Zerbi if things goes wrong. Anyway, if you look at the recent list of the players that Brighton have lost, all of them were key part of this squad. Marc Cucurella, who made his move to Chelsea and was the player of the season for Brighton last year. Trossard recently in January to Arsenal, who's still their top scorer in this season. And also in the last summer at the start of this season, they lost their key midfielder Bissouma to Spurs, but they immediately found the replacement with the duo of Caicedo and the World Cup winner Mac Allister. Not only players, they also lost their coach Graham Potter in middle of the season to Chelsea, but immediately found a good replacement, Zerbi, who's having a fair share of success with the club. And even after losing out such talent both on and off the field, the kind that would serve most of the clubs, but not Brighton. They already have good backups for the players and money generated through the sales of the players puts them always in profits. Currently, the player who is on the verge of leaving the club, Moises Caicedo, who is the key part of the squad and was brought by Brighton from Independiente Valle, which is based on Ecuador, 2 years ago just for 4 million. Right now, he's about to get sold by over the price above 80 million, which is 20 times of that amount, which is crazy. Same with Mac Allister, who was brought in 2019 from Argentina Juniors in Buenos Aires just for 7 million, and looking at his current form, I'm damn sure he'll be getting sold over 60 million. I mean, if Mudryk goes over 100 million to Chelsea, then why not him? Looking further back, Brighton earned around 165 million euros from the sales of Cucurella, Bissouma, Danbun, and basically with the departures of their key defenders like Ben White, Danbun and Marc Cucurella, Brighton successfully replaced their backline with signing Estupiñán from Villarreal for around 15 million and the 19-year-old centre-back Levi Colwill, who is currently on the loan from Chelsea. So in short, it all tells us that signing the right players which fits the system and fulfill the needs is important, and Brighton have done exceptionally well in this department. Even after losing out Graham Potter in between the season, they managed to get around 20 million for his transfer and then replaced him with an Italian coach Zerbi, who has completely changed the mentality of the club by giving the club belief that they should be competing for European football, and which is not wrong because the kind of football this team is playing is some of the best thing to watch out there in Europe. Brighton has improved a lot since the start of this season, And even under Graham Potter, they were playing good football, but still there were some things that were not convincing. Like for example, in a game, despite having 25 shots, they still would have scored 0 goals. But Zerbi has found a solution for this problem, and Brighton are nowadays scoring for fun. Zerbi, since succeeding Potter in September, with 12 out of his 16 games in charge in all competition, the team have ended with 3 or more goals after 90 minutes. In Premier League, Brighton also have the 4th highest goal tally, just behind Arsenal, Manchester City and Spurs. Brighton mostly focuses on their build-up phase. They use their core strength, men's strength, which is used to create spaces and then to find players in that spaces at the right time. They build up with a 2-2 shape with 2 central defenders and the 2 number 6, with both the fullbacks staying wide. But the right back Gross would move ahead in the midfield so that Brighton would build up with 2-3-2-3 shape. And also with right back inverting, this allows McAllister to play more ahead as a number 10 or as an attacking midfielder into that zone 14 area. And this kind of shapes gives them numerical superiority into the midfield and also helps them to narrow opposition shape and create space on the wings. And Brighton on the wings, especially on their left wing, where they have explosive and pacey Stupinian left back, and the best winger in the world currently right now, Mitoma, who has either scored and assisted in his 8 out of his last 11 appearances. I mean, he's crazy good. He don't have that kind of extra pace, but he can dribble on any side. This is the thing which makes defenders hard to mark him or hard to defend against him. And that brings this sense of unpredictability into the winger, which is really important. And also, whenever you're talking about success in attack for Brighton, you just certainly cannot forget this guy, Trossard, who was essential to the recent success of Brighton. Even though he have left the squad, who was their centre forward, but still he has scored half of the goal for Brighton this season. But still, Brighton, they already have found his replacement in the form of Ivan Ferguson, who till now has looked amazing since he has been playing as a centre forward. Anyway, Brighton is certainly the club that I admire the most. It's just like the Dortmund of Premier League, who always develops young talents and then sell them at higher market value and makes the good business out of it. And to help them, God have sent the people like Tom Bowley, the Chelsea owner, who makes the work far more easier for such clubs. But anyway, jokes apart, since 2017, after getting promoted back to Premier League, Brighton hasn't looked back. The success is the result of a combination of strong leadership, investment in infrastructure and smart policies that are adapted. And that's something that Barcelona lacked under Josep Bartomeu, because you all know what happened under his leadership. Like, that is history. But anyway, Brighton has came from small beginnings to this big stage and have become one from the top 6 currently for sure in England. And also it has shown that anything is possible with hard work, determination and little bit of magic. So next time, if you are at MX Stadium, do remember this incredible journey of the Seagulls who are currently flying high and reaching new heights every day. Anyway, that's it for today guys. Thanks for watching the video and let me know your thoughts about this incredible club, Brighton. Do let me know it all in the comments down below, and also don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. And as usual, I'll meet you soon with another new video. Until that time, as you all know, just enjoy the game.